Today I wanted to show you how to change a serpentine belt. Let's get started. Okay, here's the belt right here. Serpentines around all kinds of things, right? Let me let you know what it goes around. Here is a water pump. This is a power steering pump. This is just an idler pulley, so it just spins freely there. Here's the crankshaft, a harmonic balancer that goes on the crankshaft. Here's the air conditioner, the alternator, another idler pulley, and then here's a tensioner. Here's one that I removed from a vehicle, as you can see. There's a big spring here on the inside, and we need to remove the tension from that spring to loosen this up so that we can remove the serpentine belt. Here's a helpful hint. Before you remove the belt, try and get down in there and maybe take a photo to show how the belt wraps around the pulleys. If you can't quite get in there with a phone, just draw yourself a little map on how the belt goes around the pulleys. It'll be helpful when you go to reinstall the belt. If this belt were to break, we're going to have a lot of problems, right? We won't have a power steering, so we won't be able to steer very well. The water pump won't be circulating the coolant throughout the engine. We'll have no alternator, so our battery will go dead. And of course, the air conditioner wouldn't work either, right? So these require a special tool, a very long, skinny tool to go down in here to remove the tension from the tensioner. See how that's removing the tension right there? Okay, then you can slide the belt off of one of the pulleys here. Okay, like so. And you're good to go. Okay, here you go. Just like that. Okay. So to reinstall the belt, it's a good idea to install it on a pulley that might be hard to get to at first. So this one down here, let's get it on there first. And we can definitely got to go around the tensioner, you know, on one of our first couple of connections here, because we won't be able to put the belt on once we have our tensioner back on there, right? Okay. So we'll wrap this around, put it over the alternator. Okay. Go around the power steering here. All right, we're almost there. Now we can get our belt tensioner in here, tool in here. Give us some slack. I usually like to put it over one of the smaller pulleys last. It just makes it easier than trying to go over any big pulleys. Okay, so there you go. That's how we do it. Also another tip, once you get it on, start the vehicle up and turn it off immediately, and then come on out and take a look and make sure that the belt is still in all of the grooves. That's how we change a serpentine belt. I wanted to show you some different types of belts that we have on the vehicle. This is a serpentine belt, and of course this goes around like the alternator, power steering, water pump, air conditioning, etc. And over time, due to that flexibility, they will start to develop these cracks. When it gets to this point, it's time to change the belt. If this belt breaks, of course, we will lose our water pump possibly. We'll lose power steering, air conditioning, etc. So we don't want that to break. Here's an example of one that is literally ready to break. As you can see, it actually has chunks missing out of the belt there. That's not good at all. Here's an example of a serpentine belt that's in good condition. No cracks across here. It's fine. Okay, that would be all right. If you have a car made in the 1960s, 70s, for example, you may have what they'd call V-belts. You may have 1, 2, 3, or 4 of these. In some cases, each belt would run a particular item underneath the hood there, like the power steering or the air conditioning or the alternator, for example. They're a V-belt because it kind of has a little bit of a taper to a V right there. Those are V-belts. While we're talking about belts, I thought I'd show you what a timing belt looks like. This timing belt connects the top part of the motor to the bottom part of the motor, very similar to a bicycle where you pedal and you have a gear in the back. We need something to connect those two. Now on a car engine, this is what we use. We use a timing belt. One end, again, can go to the crankshaft. The other can go to the cams, for example. And if this belt breaks, there is a possibility of some severe engine damage. So again, you would look for maybe some deep cracks in here. These are a little harder to inspect while they're bolted up to the engine. You can't really see these without removing some covers. Check your owner's manual to see the mileage time for replacement on these. Sometimes it's 60,000 or 90,000 or 120,000 miles these need to be replaced. We definitely want to change these before they break. It's a lot less expensive. One last thing I wanted to point out is if you start up your vehicle in the morning and it has a squeal each time you start it up and you hit the accelerator a little bit, it's probably the belt not being held tight enough by a belt tensioner. Here's a belt tensioner here. The belt can either be severely glazed, the tensioner might not be holding it tight enough so the belt can slip, or you may have one of the other idler pulleys that is a little bit out of alignment as well. So if you hear that squeal in the morning when you first start your car and it goes away after 4, 5, or 6 seconds, for example, this is the area where you'd want to look. If you'd like more information on the automotive classes offered at Clackamas Community College or are interested in a career in the automotive field, check us out at clackamas.edu. I also invite you to come on up to our Oregon City campus and visit our beautifully remodeled automotive shop. We're more than happy to give you a tour, show you what we have to offer. Hope to see you soon.